I actually thought about you and, all these other things about related to breath work. And, but as we're going through that and as we get deeper into the breath work, I'm feeling like I'm beginning to have one of those experiences. And it was
Nice.
all through breathing. Like I hadn't drank anything, I hadn't taken anything, nothing. I was just totally myself. And doing this breath work totally brought me to a place where I was like borderline feeling like I was entering into a psychedelic experience. So like, can you imagine continuing to do that and actually getting to that point? And it made me think of, I've heard that your body produces DMT on its own, and that your lungs produce the most of all the organs in your body. They produce the most DMT. So I just thought to myself, could it be that during that breath work, it triggered the production or the creation of some of that DMT and created some of that light experience of, psychedelic experience.
DMT and GHB. The other
Okay.
one, the body also creates that on its own as well. So it could have been one or the other or a combination of both. But it's coincident that I am actually looking into psychedelics as a tool myself, but I don't foresee myself doing it. But you never know what'll happen. I'm not going to say
Right.
no to anything, but a lot of the things that I'm researching, the teachers are saying that you can create the same exact experience that you get on a mushroom or a psychedelic without that psychedelic. You literally just said exactly that. So there is definitely some truth to being able to get there without it. Um, and obviously, if you're taking that kind of stuff, and you can definitely get to that point for sure. But I think we can do the same thing without it, and it's wonderful. I believe that's the goal of most
Right.
breath work, is to get you to a place where you can, open up and go into that. I don't like to use Einstein as an example for anything because of all the crap with that dude, but he did talk about being in that imagined state or dream state, and that's when everything flowed into him. So he was probably able to access that state through breath work or some type of meditation. Who knows? Maybe the dude was doing psychedelics to get there first, and then realize, oh my God, I can do this. So I think there's definitely a lot of literature and voice out there that talks about what you just said, and that's inspiring. So good for you to be able to get there without it.
Yeah, this
But
is very,
with or
very,
without it, it's who cares, right? I mean, I haven't
yeah.
done mushrooms for about 20 years. Great experience the last time I did them. If I was in an environment where I could do them again, I certainly wouldn't not do mushrooms, especially mushrooms. I think
Right.
there's not anything wrong with mushrooms at all,
Right.
unless you do, 5 grams of penis envy, then you might be in trouble.
Yeah, I don't remember I don't even know what the dosage we did.
If you
At
ever do mushrooms and somebody says it's penis envy, just remember to do half of whatever they're telling you to do, unless they're being conscious, because that's a pretty dangerous one, from what I've
Okay.
been understanding. Penis
Yeah.
envy. You're not going to forget the name of that one either, right?
Right. Yeah.
Kind of sticks out there.
Yeah. But I was thinking too, like this conversation we just had just brings us kind of full circle, because one of the first things that Brandon and I ever talked about at the very beginning of starting this show was, we speculated on, because it was prior to me ever trying anything. So I hadn't even tried psychedelics at that point. But I was thinking to myself, like, could it be that your body could do it by itself without you having to to do those things? And yes, I can say from my experience now that yes, it seems very possible
And,
to get
and
there.
you may not have been able to get there without that initiation from the mushroom. So there's
Right.
definitely a value in that type of stuff. As long as you don't
Absolutely.
abuse it, there's definitely a value in
Yeah.
having that as an example. Just like cannabis. Cannabis is an extremely healing and spiritual, plant that can be used or abused, just like anything else. You can, if you
Right.
use, there's a guy named Ryan Sprague who is out of California, I think, and he is, he's praying to the soil. He's doing all kinds of things to try to create a healing product, or a product that will, inspire some level of healing in cannabis and whatnot. So there's definitely a value in all of that stuff, as long as you just don't let it overcome you.